Well. It is truly a great time to be a fan of vampires for reasons, obvious reasons. Hello everyone, it's me, Xeno. You're watching Lord of Darkness, and today we're doing something different, kinda, sorta. We're watching the new Blood of the Dawnwalker trailer. Yes, finally something not related to Bloodlines 2. Of course, the video about Bloodlines 2 will be most likely tomorrow or the day after, because tomorrow, January 15th, the new Dev Diary is published. So I will be doing most likely a video about that. But right now we're doing this. So for those of you who don't know, what is Blood of the Dawnwalker? Well, it's a action RPG that is being made by the Rebel Wolves studio, and they are, for the most part, people who worked on Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt. So they know what they're doing. I dare to assume they're pros, after all. And Blood of the Dawnwalker will be something similar to Witcher 3. It will be open world RPG in which we'll be playing a vampire, obviously. Well, not necessarily a vampire. A little bit of background. This game is being made for the past 2 years, and yesterday, so today is January 14th, yesterday there was a stream on Twitch where the Rebel Wolves, the team, showed us this trailer. They talked a lot about how the game will look like, what the vibe will be, a little bit of lore, world building, world presentation. We got a little itsy bitsy glimpse of the gameplay that will be included at the end here, I think. Maybe, perhaps. Let me see. Yes, it will be at the end. It's like 40 seconds, and the trailer itself, well, it's 4 minutes. It's a cinematic trailer, but on the stream we got a lot of info, so I will summarize things that I fished out from what they were saying about the world, etc. So we will watch the trailer together. I already watched it a few times. And we will analyze it, and then I will, share my wisdom with you, my opinions. So yeah, enough of me talking. Let's get some vampires. We'll watch it through and then analyze. Bandai Namco, Rebel Wolves, like I said, from directors of Witcher 3. AD 1347, somewhere in the Carpathians, so Carpathian Mountains, so Europe, Poland, somewhere maybe. It's before we move forward, it was said that this game takes place in a little bit of fictional region. It's still based in the actual real world. In the medieval times, but the region will be kind of fictional. Of course, the Carpathians are real, but yeah.
Must be here somewhere. This way. gave us quite the chase, young man.
Please, sir. She's just a child!
Roderick, remind me, did I make an exception for children?
No, sire.
No. That would have been foolish, would it not? They spread the plague just as well as adults. And there's only one way to stamp out this sickness.
No!
Not just a runner, but a fighter, too. Had we met under a different moon, things might have ended
Lunka! My sister. She needs help. Fast. Please, let us pass through. I beg of you. Please. Please. I don't know. How?
I am life. I am death. I am everything in between. I have been watching your little valley. Pestilence, famine, killing, blood spilt carelessly like water. Things will be different now. For all of you.
A little pause, so we will continue watching, but now the itsy bitsy gameplay bit will be playing. Alright, that's that. And for those of you who are, like me, Polish, there is a fully, well, Polish trailer, zwiastun filmowy, it is called. So basically it's cinematic trailer. Polish language, mwah, done perfectly well. It's a Polish studio, so what did you expect? Obviously. But yeah, trailer is amazing. The animation, music, the atmosphere, great. So yeah, game will release on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, I can see, and or on PC, obviously. That's where I will get it. So now let's reverse and let's analyze a little bit, and I will talk about things. Let's me here. No sound for now because I will be talking. My voice will soothe your bleeding souls. So here we are. at night, some castle, Carpathian Mountains, obviously, and here we have our protagonist. So this trailer is actually the cinematic introduction into the game. It will be the opening in the game, and it takes place 2 years before the actual game. So this happened, and then 2 years later we will be playing. So our main protagonist, this handsome fella, is named Cohen. I don't know if that's a Slavic name, perhaps. Well, I don't know. And he's carrying his sister Lunka. This kinda is a Polish name. Lunka, Luna, the moon. Well, now I actually got that, Dawnwalker, moon, sun, Lunka. She's an important part here, so yeah. And some plague, perhaps the Black Plague, or I guess that's kinda this time period, perhaps. But never mind. Some sickness is spreading across the medieval Europe, Poland, the Carpathian region, and other places. And the merciful king of humans here decided the best course of action would be to kill everyone inflicted. Because that's what you do in medieval Europe to prevent the spread of some sickness, plague, infection. So Lunka is infected, and obviously Cohen doesn't want her to get killed, so he runs away from his now burning village. That's what you do. And here we have this merciful king that will get eaten later, and his crew. So they're looking for him, because he's running pretty fast. Obviously he's human at this point, otherwise he would just kill them. So he's hiding. So yeah, this takes place kinda in the real world. So Europe, Carpathians, in a little bit of fictional region, but still real stuff. So we have a cross. Christianity obviously was a big deal here. It says a chapel, a church, perhaps a cemetery. This shot, yep, this one. Mwah, love it. So a lot of symbolism here. So he's looking for a refuge in the desolated, destroyed church or a chapel. Well, all right. Mama means mother, mom. So Lunka calls for her mother. She's in a delirious state. The plague gets to her, and well, her mother is most likely either captured or dead. But our main objective in the game actually will be to rescue our family from something I will get to later. So maybe our family besides Lunka is also alive. We'll see in the game, or more stuff. It's alright. No, well, it's not alright. Now that I think of it, a desolated church in the middle of nowhere, it's kind of an obvious place to hide. So he would do better just staying on the run in the forest, or in some hole in the ground under some tree. You know, the desolated church is a huge landmark, but whatever. So a lot of violence, obviously. They want to kill the child. Now we see Lunka. Yeah, most likely it's Black Death, you know, the markings on her. Yeah, he's fast, our merciful king, a prince, this guy, whoever he is. Roderick, and Roderick is the guy with a torch, right? Yeah, this asshole is Roderick. So fuck you, Roderick. I mean, he's just following orders. If he was sick, the same fate would met him. So I guess he's just glad he's not. So we're killing everyone. He's covering his face too. Well, that can actually have two meanings. First of all, you know, he's a noble, a higher class royalty, and he's getting down to the level of an obvious peasant. So he's covering his face not to, first of all, contract the plague potentially from him, but also to protect himself from his bad smell of our main character. Because that's what rich assholes do. I mean, it makes sense, you know. Masks, plague. Yep, cruel. They want to kill her. Bam. Yep. And here we have reverse. A little red moth or an insect. I don't know why or how or whatever. Obviously here we see the rest of the church desecrated, and now a mist falls, and this is the guy that bit off the king's leg. His name is Brancis. He's the vampire king, the elder, I guess. How do we know that he's an elder and his name is Brancis? Well, because it was said so. His name is Brancis. He's the boss of the vampires. And how do we know that he's an elder? Well, actually, that's kind of interesting. I need to catch a good frame here. Because of his teeth. It was revealed, I think, during the stream or later on this official Dawnwalker Discord, that the older the vampire in this universe, the more powerful, the older the vampire, the less human they look, and the longer their teeth get. And as we can see here, he looks pretty much like Count Orlok, Nosferatu. Yeah. So they can contract and release their teeth when they want to feed. So a lot of stuff's going on. This guy, I don't know what he's called, but he's obviously a Mongol. That's the word. From the Mongolian Empire. So most likely also very old and powerful, super fast, super strong. Here we have a blondie, a knight, a fighter. Yep, he's looking the most human out of the bunch, so most likely he's the youngest. I don't know his name either, but their names are somewhere in Discord, I think, written. And the best now, blood magic. We have blood magic, vampire blood magic. My inner Tremere is overjoyed. But yeah, this here vampire mommy, as I call her, is named Xanthi, written with X. Xanthe. Xanthi, vampire mommy. I will call her just vampire mommy. Why? Because I like Cappadocians. I will hear no complaints. So yeah, he's a mage character here. So we had the berserker, the Mongol guy, the knight, the fighter, the blondie, the boss. So the Nosferatu-looking guy Brancis, and Zanti is the witch of the pack, the coterie, whatever. And this is my favorite moment. Blood boil. And we will have access to it. I will talk about it in a second, but let's continue here. So they're dead. The knights are dead. Cohen and Lunka are alive. Lunka barely. Here we can see how monstrous our boss vampire is. How many teeth, how long they are. Yep. And their eyes are glowing like those of animals at night. Dogs, wolves, cats. So they're very animalistic. That's a very cool detail. I really like it. And this frame here shows foreshadows more like the role of Brancis that he will have. He will try to be a new god of these people, this region. He will be their savior. But obviously the cross, so obvious savior, messiah symbolism, but also here we have on sides we have demons, Satan, devouring people. So they are devouring people, and we know that later, 2 years after this cinematic, when the actual game takes place, vampires will kinda rule the region. They will be the overlords of Carpathians and regions, I guess. So they are on a conquest. They worked from shadows, how people kill themselves, how they starve, how blood is spilled like water, like he will say in a second, how a plague devours the humans and livestock. So a lot of misery, and he wants to kinda help them, but also secure his immortal future. And we know that he will establish something like a blood tax, a blood mass, it was called, I think, on Twitch, where every month, every week, I guess, I don't remember exactly, he will expect people from a certain village to go to church and kind of worship him in a way by giving vampires enough blood for them to not kill people and for vampires to be happy and fed. Obviously, plague is still a thing. Many people are still homeless, sick, weak, elderly, and giving this blood giving them too much blood will result in death, just like giving money to the government. So great synonym for government here. But yeah. Now he will heal his sister, he will heal Lunka. So he does not kill Cohen right away. Here, perfect image of how monstrous he is. He's using some kind of hypnosis right now, as we can see. I don't know if that's just a visual effect or because Cohen's forehead actually, expands here. But probably the former. He feeds Lunka his blood. So what we can deduce from this, that vampire blood has healing properties. Her plague disappeared like that. She's alright. So drinking vampire blood heals people, most likely from injuries, sickness, whatever. We don't know if it turns them into vampires like that. We don't know how being turned into vampire works yet. Hello, Xeno from the future here. So you heard how I said we don't know how vampires here in the universe of Dawnwalker are made, right? Well, we know. I just forgot about this pretty crucial piece of information. It's linked heavily to these little cute tipsies right here, vampire fangs. So, as I said previously, the older the vampire, the more teeth they have, the longer they get, and getting turned into a vampire actually requires a vampire to break off, pull out one of its teeth, and stab a potential progeny through the heart. It's actually a great parallel to how vampires are usually killed, stake through the heart. So making one requires kind of a bite to the heart, and this tooth, this fang stays there, kinda dissolves maybe, and that's potentially how vampires are made. Of course, the teeth grow back for the vampire who sired, who made another vampire. And yeah, like I said, it's a cool parallel to how vampires are destroyed. To make a vampire, you need to stake a human with your teeth, and to destroy a vampire, you need to stake it with a stake in the heart. So that's that. I'm giving the voice back to my past self, so bio works yet. But I assume it will work similarly to Vampire the Masquerade, where just giving you some vampire blood to drink, to ingest, just makes you kind of a servant to the vampire, like in Dracula novel. So you just, become stronger, healthier, maybe live longer, like in Renfield movie. Great movie. Heals you, and probably she's not a vampire yet. So yeah, we don't know how being turned to vampire works yet. I am life, I am death, I'm everything in between. So yeah, he compares himself to, as we can also see here, I am life, I am death, oh god, this noble asshole says, oh god. So that's a clear indication that Brancis put himself in a position of a god here, a messiah, sorta. I'm life, I'm death, oh god, everything in between. Yeah, a lot of ego on this one. I have been watching Your Valley, like I said. Pestilence, famine, killing, blood spilled carelessly like water. Wait, come back. No, I thought this was the game seal. So Lunka is alright now. He destroys the crown. That's also can symbolize, the destruction of the previous power structures that vampires are taking over with brute force, crushing the crown with one hand, so easily taking over. What this guy ruled, now is mine. Well, his. But yeah, still. And they get to eating of vampire mummy. Lunka's alright. Yep, for all of you, also our protagonist. Yep, the world needs what it fears. So, before we get to the gameplay, this little bit itsy bitsy snippet of the gameplay, we know that our protagonist, Cohen, is a Dawnwalker. So, he's a vampire, but not exactly. He's not a vampire. He's not like Blade. It was actually explained that Cohen worked in the silver mines. So he was a miner. Not a miner, a miner, you know. The one with a pickaxe. He yearns for mines. If you know, you know. And we know that he got silver poisoning, and he got sick from it. He was not well. And that means he has silver in his blood, little bits of silver in him. And we can deduce from that that vampires are weak to silver. He was turned, but because of the silver in his blood, he couldn't be turned fully. So we also know that we can walk by day and by night. And by day, we can't use our vampire powers. We can fight with melee weapons, bows, probably some projectiles, and magic. So kinda like a witcher, kinda. Swords, axes, and stuff. And by night, we can use our vampire powers. So some bat shape shifting, super strength, super speed, some blood magic perhaps, the blood boil stuff. And we have to feed on blood to survive still. So he's a Dawnwalker, he's a vampire by night, and kind of a normal dude by day. So not a vampire, but still something kind of like Guillermo, I think, from What We Do in the Shadows from season 5. Kinda turned some powers, but not exactly. So that's that. All of these informations are from the stream last night. And here we have some gameplay. It's an in-game alpha footage. So here we see Cohen at night. He has the vampire eyes, the claws. So we will have claws. I like claws. Okay, some parkour will be there. A very acrobatic style of fighting. You know, vampires are faster, stronger, better, faster, stronger, like in the song. When the day comes, we use our weapons. We don't have our vampire powers, so we will most likely be also weaker, more vulnerable to damage, perhaps. But we will have our weapons, our stuff, and magic, some kind of magic. I don't know if normal magic and blood magic that Zanti showed are two different things, probably, because she's a vampire, so she uses vampire magic, but we will see. And there will be bosses, like we can see here. It looks like a primitive mech suit, something Leonardo da Vinci would create if he was high and reading Lovecraft. And that's that. Here we have a nice view of the Carpathian Mountains. So yeah, here we have the seal, Blood of the Dawnwalker, of Dawnwalker, without the D. So what else we know? Well, we know that now, 2 years later, after the cinematic, vampires rule this region by night and by day, most likely via servants, other monsters, perhaps werewolves. We know that there will be a lot of mythological creatures from Slavic folklore, but also others like kobolds. Yeah, these little dinosaur guys. Yeah, I sometimes also play D&D, don't judge me. And other stuff, so most likely also werewolves, because werewolves and vampires, it just adds up. So the world will be the real world with some fantasy sprinkled. A dark fantasy, to say it like that. How the game will look like? Most likely third person action RPG, something like The Witcher, the third one. That's free, yeah. and the game will be separated in day and night cycles. By day we use magic and swords, and by other vampire stuff. And every milestone we get in the game, like finishing a major quest, defeating a boss or something, will move time forward. So we will have to manage our actions, our time. There's a time limit to the game, 30 days and 30 nights, it was said. So we have to be careful what we do. We have to plan our actions, where we go, what we do, to whom we talk. We also know that here this game will, I guess, have a karma system, something like Infamous. I'm not sure exactly, but we know that there will be some kind of struggle between your human and vampire side. Also, a blood rage will be a mechanic, so you know, when you become more monstrous, can control yourself and drink people. We will have the opportunity to make allies, perhaps flirt with people, romance people, I don't know, maybe. I wouldn't mind romancing Zanti. That sounds like a Romani name, actually. Maybe she's a Romani, I don't know. Romani are cool. But yeah. We don't know if we can just be pure evil and be on the vampire side. I would like to be on the vampire side, actually. But our main objective is to save our family from vampires. Well, we got turned into vampires. Why? And we have to save them from vampires. We don't know how or why we will turn, partially because of the silver poisoning. Who turned us? Most likely our big bad, Brancis, but maybe not. We'll see. So a lot of stuff will be happening in the game, and I guess I talked about everything that we know, that I got from the stream yesterday. And so that's that. I'm really excited for this game. The full gameplay reveal will be revealed summer this year, so June perhaps. Maybe. And the game will most likely release next year or the year after. We don't know, we don't have the release date yet, but that's a safe assumption to say that somewhere last part of next year, perhaps. Or first half of 27. That's just my assumption. But yeah, you can watch this trailer on the Dawnwalker YouTube channel, link in the description, and also link to their website if you want to learn more about the game. They have socials, they have Twitter, Reddit, Discord, like I said. Well, X, not Twitter, but everyone calls it Twitter. Sorry, Mr. Musk. Well, that's that. I'm excited. Like I said at the beginning, what a wonderful time to be a fan of vampires. Blood of Dawnwalker, Vampire Clans, Vampire Dynasty, Bloodlines 2, the Redemption Reawakened mod for Skyrim. I'm satisfied, just give them to me now. Yeah. That's that. So, see you at dusk, I guess, because I walk at night. I'm not a Dawnwalker, I'm just, you know, your humble Tremere. See ya.